Well, good evening, folks. I apologize for my hoarse voice here. BJ Rains with you along with Tyler Rausa. This is the Tyler Rausa Show, so it's his show, and hopefully we'll let him do most of the talking tonight since I am battling a little bit of a hoarse voice. Had that big Kansas-Missouri game over the weekend, Tyler, that I was rooting for Kansas basketball and lost my voice. But it's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock, and we're happy to be back, man. We got a great show planned. How are you, man?
Heck yeah, man. I'm doing great. Got a little bit of a workout in, kicked a little bit today, so we're feeling good.
Well, before we go any further, I guess we actually have footage, folks, of Tyler Rausa. There it is. That's why we were a minute late, because Tyler was. I'll blame you, but you were kicking with out there at Boise State as you continue, as we talked about last week, man, to keep living that dream and keep staying ready and waiting for the call. And you were what were you doing out there this evening?
It was just a grind day today. Mondays I try to get out there usually Sunday and Monday, a little back to back, just switching it up with the routine. Usually that back to back kind of simulates a little bit more of like a practice type if I were to have to go out anywhere, and it wouldn't be anything new. But yeah, today was just simply just trying to get in a rhythm, continuously hit back to back good balls, and just find that contact point. And I was really actually towards the end of my workouts where I was really starting to reel it in today.
Great show planned. Sean Monster, former Boise State receiver, is going to join us in a little bit and talk about signing day. James Ferguson, the Australian punter. Tyler, we had a chance to catch up with him last week. We're going to play a short clip of that video and talk a little bit about the Australian punter and what that means for the program joining. And now we're going to have go down memory lane a little bit with signing day. Like I said, signing day is Wednesday, and you had a unique recruiting process yourself. So we're going to do that. And if folks have questions or comments, feel free to get them in now in the comment box there, wherever you're watching, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Go ahead and just submit your comment, your question, and we'll get that on the screen during the show for either Tyler, myself, Sean Monster, whatever you got. But what's going on right now with the football team, Tyler, before we get to the to Sean Monster here? Obviously, they're taking finals this week, so they're kind of doing some different things. What is the plan right now for them?
So right now it's a little more hectic than what people think, because going into finals week with school, you're literally taking a whole semester's worth, obviously, and just taking a final on it. So you are juggling, going full-time football with workouts. They're only practicing probably, 2 to 3 times this week. But they're mainly focusing on finals right now, and it's big. And this will kind of determine next year whether some guys are eligible or not. Some may have to cram stuff in, some are sitting comfortably, but they're sitting, probably practicing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they have this whole week off. So they're battling right now.
Well, again, signing day on Wednesday, and that's obviously the big thing. I do want to give a quick shout out. The Blue and Orange store, Khalil Shakir, will be there on Saturday. You can head over to the Blue and Orange store Saturday, 11 a.m. to noon. Khalil Shakir will be signing at the Blue and Orange store, and if you can get a VIP ticket if you purchase your items at the Blue and Orange store to secure that autograph from Khalil Shakir. So make sure you head over to the Blue and Orange store. Tyler, I told you to open up the Rolodex. I said, let's see the biggest guest you can get us on the show. I said, give us the biggest, baddest name that you could get us, and you came through for us, man. Tell us about our guest here.
Oh, Sean Monster. Love the guy. Hard worker, man. One of a Boise State legend himself out of Southern California. Was with the Ravens for a little bit. The all-around good guy, mentored many of the guys on the field, and you keep hearing stories about it, man. Sean Monster, welcome, buddy.
What's up? How we doing, guys?
We're doing great.
I appreciate it, Sean. I got to be honest, Sean. I'll get this out of the way first. Tyler was saying, "Oh, you want me to get Leighton Vander Esch? You want me to get all these other guys?" And I said, "No, I want Sean Monster." So I just want to get that out straight. I wanted you on the show, man, and we got you. So we appreciate you came on with us tonight, man.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Tell us what you're up to these days. Obviously, you've been dabbling with the NFL, and I know you're not giving up hope on that, right? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, really just trying to stay busy. Still in that grind mode where I'm trying to get back. I think my next steps are the CFL, get some live footage of me playing, get back in the NFL, get back in that crop of dudes that they can call on. But what I've been doing lately, still working over at D1 as a trainer, as a coach. And then I got my little side business with Kingdom, doing some personal training sessions with receivers, with the kids out here, and then orchestrating 7-on-7 tournaments within the Valley.
What's Tyler's talking about it too. He's in the same boat. He's not giving up. He just got done kicking. I mean, he's still trying to hang on and hope till someone gives him a chance. What's that like for you? Obviously, where you're, it's a tough battle, and there's only so many roster spots, and you've been there and you've seen what it takes. Why is it so important to you to not fully give up on that dream yet?
I mean, everybody knows that as an athlete, your career is, it's limited. You definitely want to maximize your time, especially when you can still play. You definitely want to continue to pursue that, in my eyes, and definitely having step foot in the NFL, having a little bit of experience there. Definitely want to get back there one day and be able to just rep that out.
So right now, where you're looking at CFL, you need to get film. Kind of take it through a little bit. What does it mean when you have to get that film and you have to keep playing to stay relevant?
Yeah, like you said, it's really all about staying relevant. It's been 2 seasons now, and I came off practice squad. So, when I was cut, I thought I would get an easy workout kind of deal, but it came quiet, and I think it came down to footage. I had preseason footage, but that wasn't enough still. So I think staying relevant is the only thing, and the only way you can do that is get live footage.
Right. So then. Now, especially, I mean, when you're talking to these CFL teams, what is it that they're asking you to do? What is it they're asking you for? Are they asking for, hey, do you have this NFL film? Or are they, just kind of saying, hey, let's go?
So the BC Lions have been contacting me. They reached out last year, and I believe they were at some of the Ravens practices. And then I believe they're at my pro day too as well. So they're familiar with me. And they didn't really ask much of me what I needed to send in. It was just more so, we want you. You're the kind of person that could kind of fit. But hopefully, that leads to, me being with them next year and all that stuff. But as far as the NFL, it's hard. It's about connections right now. Definitely with the rules changing, allowing vets on P squad, it kind of limits us for some younger guys to develop in team systems.
So what is the season like for the CFL? When's their season start? When are you hoping to land a contract, or what is kind of the status of all that?
Yeah, so I mean, I think they're just trying to get an offer right now. I think report day is in May, and then I believe their season starts in August. So I mean, it's right around the corner. So definitely got to stay prepared, stay ready. And the NFL can call whenever too.
How much? Now that you got a taste of it in the preseason, you got out there some, I believe, on special teams and at receiver, and you got out there, and what getting that taste of it and seeing what you can do and knowing that in your mind that you think you're just as good enough and can be out there and prove yourself. How much does that keep fueling that fire that you did get a taste and you obviously want more?
No, it definitely fueled that fire, and it definitely fulfilled me in a way where, jumping that transition from college to the league, it's no different. It's still the game of football that we all love. It's just a matter of hard work and how much you want it and how much time you put into it and sacrifices and all that to be better every single day. We're all striving for greatness in what we do and who you can be every day. So it was good.
Now, you go through preseason with the Ravens. You do well. You establish, a good relationship with RG3. What are some of the lessons that you've taken from him, especially kind of, where you're at right now, where we're at right now, that he's told you with, just that free agent life?
I mean, he's definitely a mentor to me. Definitely a wise and honorable person. So I think his character really stood out to me, and definitely how much he still puts in to be that first string if he wanted to. His grind and his mentality is just A1, and it affects the people around him and the team in the locker room, coaches, whoever he runs into. We all want to be around those kind of guys.
Right. Now, taking it back a little bit to Boise State days, you've had probably 2 to 3 receivers come forward already saying how much, you've taught them, not just on the field, but off the field. What are some of the things that, just day-to-day life that you want to preach to others that, you just want to teach them, or just want, somebody just to know about you?
I think it's in the details, with football, it always transitions into life, and that's my perspective. But definitely life is bigger than the game. there's just a lot of life lessons within this game that really have adapted me and helped me through, certain situations and all that stuff. And it's the little details really that matter. Take ownership, take pride in it, and really, keep dialing it in. And, that one day, all the hard work that you do will pay off.
Sean
Right.
Monster, our guest. This is the Tyler Rausa Show here at Bronco Nation News. And Sean, one of those guys that, I know you're smiling. The Tyler Rausa Show, man. What do you think of this guy as a commentator? You think he has a chance in this business?
To be honest, I had no idea he was doing this. He hit me up. I was like, I'm down.
Now he knows.
I see you on the screen. I'm like, okay, this is for real.
Now he knows.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No. I roped him into this, and he's doing a great job. And we gave him his own show and his own name and everything. He's got his own little graphic here and all kinds of stuff. So we're happy to have him and happy to have you on as a guest tonight. It's been fun. One of those guys that he's talking about was Khalil Shakir, and he told me a story about how you guys used to room together on the road, I believe, and that he instilled in you that he made sure that to make his bed. Even though you guys were leaving and you're going to the game and you're not coming back to the room and they're going to clean the room and it didn't matter, you still told him, like, you got to make your bed, man. You leave this place looking clean. What is it like Tyler was saying, why is stuff like that important? And I guess as a follow-up, now that you've seen what it takes to be an NFL receiver, what's your take on Khalil Shakir getting ready to go in the draft?
I think he's got big things ahead of him. I think a lot of people have poured into him, and he's poured into a lot of people. So I think he deserves everything that he's got coming to him. He's worked hard his whole career, and I believe he's staying focused, and I believe he wants this shot, and he wants to make the most out of it.
What has it been like? You see, whether it's John Hightower, Cedric Wilson, some of these receivers from Boise State recently, Khalil now, and yourself. I mean, you guys, and I'm forgetting some. I mean, you guys are obviously, yeah. I mean, what's it like to? Yeah, what's it like? What's it like to see all you guys getting a chance, and a lot of you guys, getting a chance and making the most of it there? And obviously, a guy like Ced, I know it's been cool to see what he's been doing, scoring touchdowns on Sunday Night Football and stuff.
No, it's definitely humbling, once you're there on the big stage and, getting both perspectives, being off of it now, sitting back and watching those guys do the thing on Sunday night, Monday night, any kind of day. It makes me proud as a teammate, a fellow teammate, and definitely a brother, to just see those guys, enjoy what they're doing. It's nothing different that they didn't do in college. They're just on a different platform and they're doing it better than ever.
What are some of the things that when you were there now, because, we see these guys like Ced, we see guys like Leighton, we see all these guys who, they get to that NFL level, they do well, and they basically just keep continuing from Boise State. What are some of the things that when you were there that you were like, this isn't new? And what are some of the things where you're like, all right, this is kind of foreign to me?
I think, one, going to Boise State, they definitely have a great system to go through. And when you really buy all in terms of Harsin, speaking that, you really got to buy all into everything. And it really develops you as a person and as a player. And once you get to the league, although it's a new scenery, it's a new team, it's all the same DNA stuff. The hard work, the time you got to put in, the extra effort, the teammates you got to be around, and the coaches you got to listen to, be coachable, go out there every day, get 1% better kind of deal. Want to know every week. Those are all the things you got to buy into, and if you really buy into all of that, it will just transition naturally. And I believe you would have no problem adapting.
Right. Now let's go all the way back, coming out of, Mission Viejo. We got signing day coming out of high school. Guy like you, that's all state, all everything. Why Boise State? How did how did everything come about? How did you get to where you were?
So I went through a couple schools in high school. Definitely I would say more so for exposure purposes, developmental purposes. But the reason why I stuck with Boise, they were just a team I just wanted to be a part of. I watched them, and for some reason they just stood out to me. I don't know if it was the blue or what, but when Peterson came knocking and I went up to the summer camp and they offered me, I definitely wanted the opportunity, and I took it. And sooner or later he left, and then I was just like, what am I gonna do? I had another offer from Colorado on the line, but I wasn't really budging. So Harsin came through along with Adams and Staff. No, God, I forgot the
Stanford.
Anyway, Stanford came through to my house, and Red too. They showed me love and all that stuff, and I stayed committed. So I definitely am grateful for the opportunity that they gave me.
Obviously, you didn't have the early signing period back then, but Wednesday is the start of the early signing period. Does it bring back memories every year when you see the newest kids signing and all the tweets and everything going out? Does it bring back memories to your signing day and your recruiting process and all that? I'm sure it's a special time in your life that you won't forget.
No, it definitely was. It's just a blessing to be up there. It's just a blessing to know that you have a place to be next year. Just like being in the NFL. It's wishy-washy. You could be in or out. But with this signing stuff, you're committing yourself for 4 years. And it's a big thing. It's a big thing for our families, and it's a big thing for yourself as an individual, just to, set yourself up for afterlife.
Well, before we let you go, I know Andy Avalos obviously wasn't on your side of the ball, but he was around when you were there. Obviously, what did you make of Andy Avalos as head coach? And I know 7-5 maybe isn't the standard around here, but there seems like there's still a lot of optimism that he's the guy that this program, take this program back to those heights. What's your take just on the state of the program at this point, and Coach Avalos being there?
No, I'm definitely with my guys 100%. With the coaching staff, whoever's running it. We're a brotherhood, and up or down, we're together. We stay strong, and we come out of the dumps in any time. So definitely looking forward to this bowl game with them coming up, and definitely looking forward to next year and what they're going to do.
Now tell us about the 7-on, before we get you out of here, the other stuff you're doing, the 7-on-7 camps and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Tell us about all that, and is there any way any of the listeners can get involved with that, or?
No, definitely. So my organization is called Kingdom. You can find us on many Instagram pages. But really what we're doing is, we're trying to build a bridge for Idaho to bring out-of-state competition to the scene. We definitely have a couple organizations out here like Triple Threat, 208 Platinum with some former Boise State guys. We just want to bring the opportunities to them. We want to do the most we can and give them back to our community, especially the next generation of athletes, that have dreams to play on the blue, have dreams to make it to the league, and, in other sports, really. But it's a big thing. I started it last year. I ran about 5 tournaments. I think the most we had was about 450 guys, a couple out-of-state teams, but definitely looking, to grow this thing bigger and all that stuff. And, just find us up on social media, Kingdom. And if you're a youngin, you're interested in playing some 7-on-7 football, let us know.
So that'd be great. You can help them with that, and then they can go learn some kicking from Tyler. We'll cross off both bridges at once. So, Sean, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for doing this, and hopefully we can catch up with you again soon. Any critique or observation of Tyler's questions or anything that Tyler's doing here as a talk show host now?
He looks professional, man. He sounds professional, and I think he's really on it. He fits the picture, man.
Well, hopefully he can keep playing for a long time, but I think down the road he may have a career in this business. We appreciate it, Sean. Best of luck to you and keeping that dream alive, and we'll be in touch, man.
All right, appreciate it, brother. You have a good one.
There he is, man. Sean Modster, and Tyler. I know he was a good friend of yours back when you guys played together.
Oh yeah, still a good friend now. Great player on the field, even better person off the field. I can't say enough about the guy.
We're going to talk signing day in just a second, because I'm really excited about signing day, and you have a unique signing day story yourself. But before that, I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors here. The first one, United Commercial Insurance, the best in business insurance, local company right here in Boise. They can write policies, though, in 44 states around the country. And why do you ask? Is that unique? Because a typical agency only does 2 to 4 maximum states. So some of the areas of insurance they can help you with include general liability insurance, workers' compensation, professional liability insurance, commercial property insurance, business owner policies, commercial automobile liability, and cyber insurance. If you just started your business or if you've been working for decades, United Commercial offers competitive rates and great service to help manage your business insurance needs. United Commercial makes it easy for you. We appreciate their support of the show here, Tyler. And we were talking signing day. Let's Let's first talk about the current. Well, let's go back to your memories first. Tell us your memories of signing day. What do you remember about signing day? I know you had a unique situation. Tell us your story and remind us of the years and all of this as well.
Yeah, so I graduated high school 2012. Got done, actually, we were really early that year for some reason. So like May 31st, I graduated. And actually, I was walking on to University of Nevada at Reno. And I was there with Coach Alt. I was there, Cody Fajardo was a quarterback, and I go there and I lived there from, June until the beginning of August, right before fall camp's about to start. And literally as we're about to start fall camp, I took summer school classes, everything. And Coach Alt pulls me in and says, hey, there was kind of a problem that happened. The president of the school comes in and says, hey, we screwed up with, over admitting too many people into the school. Sorry, but not sorry. We got to send you home. You can go to, Truckee Junior College over here if you want. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to junior college. And so that was where I go to Riverside City College with Coach Shiverini, who, was just at Colorado. And I have a great year. I do really well. I loved every single, part of just playing there. And so many guys who, just grind. And it's so different because I always say guys in junior college establish a different kind of love for the game. And from there, that was where, I first talked to Coach Peterson, and, we really got down to, what I was about, what I was doing, special teams. And that was where, Coach Peterson offered me, and he's like, here's what it means to be a Bronco, this and that. And I had talked to 0 schools before that. And it was literally, I actually hit a game winner in one of my games on a Friday. He calls me Friday night and says, all right, come Monday, you're going to have schools knocking at your front door. I said, Coach, there's no way. I have not talked to a single soul. Come to school Monday, and there's 14 schools that are, waiting at my head coach's office to give me an offer. And I just told him, I was like, I'm fully committed to Boise State. Let's do this. And I committed, signed. I signed on National Signing Day, basically, but for the junior college, and I show up to Boise State in January of 2013.
Pretty crazy to think about. What about signing day itself? Do you remember did you get to have that then? If you're a JUCO guy, or what's the memory of the actual signing on the dotted line?
I kind of did. For me, because my junior college, we didn't really do a signing day all that much. I actually signed. I believe it was just a cardboard box. I ripped off the top of it, and I did it on a cardboard box inside of my car, and I took a picture and some Boise State stuff, and that was about it, because I really wasn't focused on, kind of getting on a table in front of cameras or anything like that. I just wanted to get to Boise State. So I didn't have much glamour in it. I remember in high school where, I was watching guys sign to big time colleges, a couple of my best friends going, Nebraska, UCLA, Washington. And I remember watching them just thinking, gosh, this, definitely some gasoline to the fire for sure, because it's just made me work harder from there. But yeah, I didn't have all that glamorous of one, but, I loved every single second of mine.
We saw a lot of the pictures the last couple of weeks surfacing, and I apologize for those folks watching. Again, my hoarse voice here, battling through it. We saw all the pictures this week of all the coaches in the home visits and at player schools, and I think I saw the running back commit, Ashton Jensen, had 7
Yep.
coaches at his school. I know you said you didn't have a ton of that, but what's that like, whether for you or just seeing it for other folks? So some of these, coaches coming to the school and coming to your house, and what's that? That's got to be a unique experience and pretty cool to see that happen.
Oh, yeah, it's really unique. And at the time, Coach Huff, who was the offensive line at Washington, he came to my house, and he was just like, hey, we're coming to your house. We're having dinner at your house. Make whatever you want. We're going to be there, and we're going to do our thing. And they get there, and honestly, they explain Boise State. They explain the core values of the program. They explain what they're about. They explain what the direction the football program is going to go. They explain the academics. They explain the school, the city, everything. And, they really basically dot the I's, cross the T's on, whatever it is that you can think of. And it's a great home visit, a great experience. And we actually, we just had an alumni kind of get together this past Saturday at practice. And tell you what, these coaches are excited to go to these houses finally, because the last year they weren't able to because of COVID and everything. So they're excited to get back to the house. I know a lot of these guys look forward to it because they get to meet families, they get on a personal level with some of these guys that they didn't have before. So they're excited, and it's unique and it's fun, and it's something that you really do remember.
We got a comment that we'll get to in a second. If you do have a comment or a question for Tyler, please go ahead and get it in. We'll get it up there. But I first want to tell you real quick about my friends over at Boise Dentistry Co. Those are my kids right there. You can see that they have gone and seen Dr. Chris Meinert. He's a native of the Treasure Valley, grew up in Eagle, went to Eagle High School, graduated from Boise State, and now he's got his own practice here in Boise Dentistry Co. He's bringing with him his whole health approach to first-class preventative dental care. Dr. Meinert loves helping patients feel confident, happy, and positive about their smiles. His caring and compassionate personality shines through every aspect of his practice. His main goal is to provide innovative and comprehensive dental care for all his patients so they can maintain a high level of wellness throughout their daily life. And as I said, those are my kids, and I'm going myself on Thursday, and hopefully you will go check them out as well. Locations in Boise, Caldwell, and Mountain Home. You can check them out, boisedentistryco.com, or you can give them a call. The number there on the screen, 208-906-1255. And I truly appreciate the support of all of our sponsors, but in particular, Boise Dentistry Co. Now, the current class coming in, Tyler, we've been doing a series here on BroncoNationNews.com where we're catching up with all of the current commits, the guys that are about ready to sign on Wednesday. And last week, we actually had a chance to catch up with a Australian punter. He's a punter commit from Australia, and you were able to jump in on that interview with us as well. Pretty unique. Pro Kick Australia is the academy that he trains at. James Ferguson is his name, and he's going to be here in January. Before we play the clip, what were your impressions of James Ferguson?
I mean, it just sounds like he's ready to go. It sounds like he's dialed in. Again, another thing that it's just unique because, kind of how he said it that made sense was, in America here, we do things first of, throwing a ball, throwing something, there they are kick first. They kick everything. And it's a second nature for, these Australian guys that come in, and there's a reason why you see so many things different, but so many things that work for them because they can just, it's second nature to them.
Well, let's hear from James Ferguson, a short clip of us asking him what it means like to sign at Boise State. Going to be like, signing that dotted line and making it official with Boise State.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be able to sign this, and it's a dream come true to be moving to Boise State. And ever since July, back when I had my first meeting with Coach Collins, I don't reckon I've slept one night. I've been up all night, absolutely dreaming about it. And I've been counting down that days, marking down the calendar until I land in Boise myself. So yeah, it's an absolute honor and really can't wait. And the opportunity is huge, and just can't wait to get over and prove myself and continue on with the successful legacy that Boise State's had over the years, and just go out and do my best and hopefully show the world what I can do.
Well, there he is, James Ferguson. And Tyler, the whole interview is available for folks at up on the website, BroncoNationNews.com. But very unique Australian punter. It doesn't happen very often, at least at Boise State. But I think there's 5 NFL punters right now that are from Australia. There's some around the country in college as well. And if you look at the Pro Kick Australia Academy where he's from, like 7 of the top 10 punters in the 2022 class are all from this academy. So what do you make of Boise State adding James Ferguson to the mix?
I think it's a good mix-up. It's, if you want an impact early, you want a guy that can come in and just kind of do whatever you say and, kind of just give you a different perspective of, the kicking and punting game. That's what you do. And you kind of add to the trend that's kind of been happening the last 4 or 5 years, really. And you keep seeing more and more of it. And you keep seeing, these different punts. And the thing that, where what he adds is just to keep that returner off balance. And that's the biggest thing that we need.
How about this? One of the commits actually is watching the show here. Devin Wright just committed over the weekend, a defensive lineman from Mississippi, a junior college guy. Devin, welcome to Boise State. We'd love to get you on the show, man. I wish there was a way to reach out via direct message or something. We can bring you in as a guest here if you'd like to come on for a few minutes and chat about committing with Boise State. So look for me on Twitter and send me a direct message. Maybe I can send you the link here. We'll see if we can make something to happen on the fly here and bring you on. But congratulations on your commitment to Boise State as well. And I know that Boise State fans are excited to have you. We're getting all kinds of people shouting them out now to get them on here. So we'll see if we can make it happen here. While I'm looking at that, Tyler, we did have a question here for you. Lots of talk about how Velasquez was the go-to guy for the longer field goals. How does Dalmas go about gaining extra distance? What's the process of building leg strength for a kicker look like? And I know that was a little overblown. I know that Jonah has a pretty strong leg himself, but how do you respond to that question?
So Jonah has a great leg. And basically what they looked at is they looked at a little bit of different numbers this year, and they just, what they did is anything beyond 50 yards, they put the two of them in, and they strictly just went off numbers. Now, Jonah, I think at any time could hit from about 63, 64 and in. And I think just in fall camp and when they got into different competitions, Joel just hit that much more than Jonah did, and that's just what they went with. That's what they feel comfortable with, and it's strictly numbers. Now, as far as gaining yards, gaining distance, leg strength, everything like that, it just depends on your workout plan, and it depends on kind of people as kickers in general. Now, I always say there's two types of kickers. There's some that are literally bred for kicking, not like actually bred, but they are born to kick. And then there's guys who work hard to kick and continuously have to work out and do stuff like that to gain those yards. I'm one of those guys where I was not naturally good at kicking. I had to work my tail off to be able to kick. And Jonah's one of those guys where it just comes so natural to him. And it's, he will continuously gain yards. He'll continuously learn the game because he's only been doing this now for about 5 years, I believe. And he's just getting into kind of the thick of things with it. And, he'll continue to progress. But that workout, figuring out your body and figuring out the right way to kick is going to get you those extra yards and get you to where you need to be.
And you've just been kicking with him, even this evening, and you're still working with him. And I know, he's got a legitimate decision to make here, I think. And I know how you're not going to obviously say too much. You're friends with him, but I mean, I think that maybe people aren't realizing the seriousness of him potentially looking to maybe go pro. And I know from experience, in general, Tyler, you had a huge junior season. You didn't get as many chances your senior season and maybe lost your stock a little bit. I know some people may say, oh, it's crazy for him to be thinking about going pro. He's only a sophomore or whatever. But from experience that it's pretty unlikely to assume he's going to get a chance to make 27 field goals again next year.
Right. And, right now he's 33 for 36. He's at like 92%, long of 51. I mean, he's shown that he has a range. And when you have that much production in 2 years, I mean, it's almost – there's not a whole lot more you have to prove in, especially with kicking. People need to realize there is 32 spots in the world. And if you get that time to shine, you get that window where it's like, hey, you're clear to go. You're clear to go compete for one of these spots. You take it, whether, if you have other, things saying otherwise, other not. And here we go, the man himself.
How about this, man? We're making history on this show. Mr. Wright, man, welcome to Bronco Nation. Welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited.
Just kind of random how it worked out, but congratulations on your commitment. We happened a couple days ago. Tell us about your recruiting process and what it was about Boise State that made you want to join Bronco Nation.
So Boise been recruiting me out of my JUCO since the spring, and Coach Avalos, Coach Kiyoshi, he's a coach who actually coached on the JUCO level, so he know what JUCO guys bring to the table. And key thing for me being in my recruitment is Coach Avalos and all the defensive staff, defense coordinator been on me hard, really expressing how much it would mean to them if I came play for Boise. And I took my visit, and it sealed the deal. So I'm thinking I'm going to be the first Mississippi player ever to play for Boise.
How about that? And Tyler here is a former kicker for Boise State, so he's an alumnus of the program and can tell you all about it. But what'd you think of the visit? I don't know what you thought of Boise, potatoes and whatever. But when you got on the plane and you got up to Boise and then you saw the city and you saw the campus and the blue field, what all did you think?
it was definitely something new. It was my first time actually seeing a mountain, actually, and the city, it shocked me. It was not what I thought Idaho to be at all. So I really loved it. I really enjoyed my time there. I met a lot of great people, and I'm excited to enroll in January, get this thing going.
Yep. And so coming out, I mean, I was at a JUCO as well. I mean, how different is that grind? How different is it for, being in JUCO versus high school on, you got some bounce backs that are there, but you got some guys that, there's a different love for the game where you're in JUCO.
Yeah, when JUCO, you in a barrel full of dogs, and everybody trying to make it out. So, like you said, there's a lot of bounce backs. There's a lot of talented guys that may have trouble either on the field or off the field in JUCO. So you playing against top talent in the nation in JUCO, and I was fortunate enough to play in the Mississippi League. That's like the SEC ball of JUCO football, and
Right.
I got first team all state, all conference this past season, and I just want to bring that dog mentality that I developed in JUCO to Boise State. And I definitely think it's gonna help me. It's definitely gonna carry over.
Yep. And somebody that was similar to exactly like that was DeMarcus Lawrence. He came
D-Law,
JUCO same way. Oh yeah, DeMarcus was there, and he came out and he did his thing. Avalos was a big guy in his life that, brought him to almost where he's at now. I mean, D-Law was the guy, an even better teammate, man. I know he's excited to watch. He's excited to see it. We're all excited to see you grind, man, especially coming from, JUCO, where you got to hold yourself accountable all the time. You don't have anybody that's doing it. So for you to do it, man, congratulations, one, on just, proving everybody what you can do, and just to get to this level, man. Welcome to the brotherhood.
thank you, thank you.
34 tackles, 7.5 sacks this past season. Is that accurate, man? Tell us about your game. He's mentioning DeMarcus Lawrence, who's a second round NFL pick, and obviously you got that athleticism, that size, that big frame. Tell our all the people watching this show, tell Bronco Nation kind of who you are as a player. What should they expect?
So I actually had 9 sacks. Is it the website wasn't updated, but I had 9
Oh, we
sacks.
shortchanged
Yeah.
you. We shortchanged
Let's
you.
go.
9 sacks in 9 games, But I'm an explosive edge player, I'm trying to develop into every down end, and I'm a great pass rusher. I get after the quarterback. I was fortunate enough at Gulf Coast to play against top tier tackles. One of my tackles, he was committed to Oregon, and then my other tackle, he's a young guy coming up that has a lot of Power 5 offers. So I went best on best every day. So when you go best on best every day, you have no choice but to rise and overcome and become better every day. So I'm definitely gonna bring a lot of pass rushing to the Boise State defense, and just a elite edge rusher, man. I can't wait to team up with Coach Avalos and Coach Collins and all those guys, and just showcase my talent in the Mountain West, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
We just talked to Cortez Hagens a little while ago, another JUCO transfer from Snow College. You're going to be rooming with him, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be my roommate, Cortez.
Is it getting real for you, man? What's the plan like Wednesday for signing day? You going to have some kind of ceremony at your school, or what's the plan on Wednesday? And what are the emotions like? You think about your journey through football and Pee Wee football growing up in high school, and then having to go to JUCO, and you think about that dream now of finally getting to sign and be a Division I player. What are the emotions like for you?
So fun fact, COVID, I came out 2020, and I had got me a blue suit, Boise blue, but I wasn't able to wear it for prom. So now I'm gonna squeeze back into that for signing day.
Yes.
And COVID actually helped me. So now instead of me having 2 years, I'm gonna have 4 years to play 3, and with 2 years of college football under my belt. So COVID definitely helped me out in that aspect on the back end. So I'm really excited about that. But it is a lot of emotion. It's definitely getting real for me. I'm about to be playing on the big stage, and I'm more than ready, more than equipped for it. And I can't just wait to show Boise, show the world my talents.
Well,
I'm
I
so
think
excited.
you need to wear that suit, and then when you get off that plane in Boise, you need to be wearing that suit again, man. You got to arrive in style. Congratulations, man. That's a cool story, and technology is crazy, man. Appreciate you watching the video and jumping on. And I know we're getting a lot of cool comments here. People are wishing you best and telling you congratulations. So happy to have you in the fold, and look forward to getting you up here to Boise and covering you, man, and seeing you make some plays out there on the blue, man. Congratulations, and we'll see you in Boise here in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, there he is, Devin Wright, and it's awesome, man. How about that live thing? We just get him on the show, and that's he said he was watching, and he said I said come on in.
Let's go.
I sent him the link, and he joined. How about that?
No, that's awesome. I mean, he's going to receive more love and more things around this city than what he's even going to be used to, and it's a great place to be. It's obviously why I stayed. It's why a lot of guys stay afterwards. I mean, he's going to come into an environment where he's going to receive nothing but love, man. We're excited. I'm glad he came on. It's just so funny how, you can get guys like that and instantly, there's always some ways guys are connected, and that JUCO life, man, it's the best. Improv at its best. Exactly.
Appreciate it, Mike. That was kind of fun. We got a couple minutes left. If anybody has another question or comment, whether it be about the signing class, about Tyler's career or the current team or anything else, we'd love to hear from you. We're going to try to get a guest every week if we can. Tyler Wright, whether it be a former player, and here in a couple of weeks, once the season's over, we'll have a whole other set of players we can try to get on. We'll get Joel Velasquez on here pretty soon. We're going to have some fun with this. Mike's saying excited to see the new guys before they actually get on the field. We got Wendy saying that's awesome, sending him some true blue love. And how about the blue suit, man? That's a great story.
I'm excited for that. You already look at most of our fans. I mean, you see some blue suits out there on Fridays and Saturdays. I mean, he's just going to add to it, man, and they're going to love it. They're going to take advantage of that one. That's for sure. I'm excited for that.
I mean, there's no chance in heck I would still fit in my senior prom suit. So, he says he's going to try to squeeze into it. I wouldn't have a shot in heck of finishing. I have a tough time fitting in clothes I bought a couple months ago. So, that's a pretty cool story, man. And it is, we've caught up with a lot of these guys. I think we've talked to 11 of the commits on the show, and just to hear their stories and their emotions. And you know how it is, Tyler. I mean, Pee-wee football, you go back to middle school and elementary school, and your parents taking you on Saturday mornings to practices and games and all the journeys. And for some of these guys like Mr. Wright, you had to go to the JUCO route, which obviously you don't dream of going to play JUCO football,
no.
And that's your story too. And to think about what some of these guys go through. And we were talking to Cortez, another transfer from Snow College. He started at Northern Illinois and then has to go down to JUCO. And now he's coming back up. And you hear some of these other stories that guys. I mean, everybody has a story, but signing day, and signing your name on that dotted line, and kind of validation for your family and for you that all those years were worth it. It's got to be something pretty special.
Yeah, especially, I mean, again, coming from that JUCO route, I mean, you have some dark days because you are looking at your friends, some of your family even playing at a Division I, even Division I AA level, and people are succeeding, people are having fun, people are showing off what they're doing, and you're sitting, at home in junior college, or you're sitting in a dorm just like, when am I going to get there? When am I going to get my chance? And it's every day. It is literally every day in junior college. You have to go out and prove yourself too. So be able to literally put your name on that line as soon as you do it. And it's like, every day I spent here where I went out, I did everything I could to get to this point is worth it. I mean, and then on top of it, you get a degree. That's what your parents think of. They're like, you know what? You're going to a good school to get a degree. And what that degree does, it gets you those interviews. And then as a person, that's what gets you the job. But that degree, everything else, that's what's going to get you to the next spot if you go, beyond football. But right now, that's all they're thinking is ball.
Hey, quick shout out, Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com, 13 Idaho locations. You can see it there on the screen. Cuna, Middleton, Star, Weiser, McCall, Gooding, Buell, Jerome, Twin Falls, Rupert, Pocatello, and Blackfoot, Kimberly as well. So check out Ridley's Family Markets. They got the at-home shopping, the Skip app, a lot of great things they offer there. We appreciate their support. Also, thanks, Transportation Compliance Service. If you're thinking of getting into the trucking industry, there's over 1,000 people a day that get into the trucking industry, Tyler, and it's a very growing industry. So if folks want to become a truck driver, start their own company, there's a lot of things you need to do. And TCS, Transportation Compliance Service, can take care of it for you. Transcompservice.com. You can also give them a call there, 866-813-7620. Tyler, we got a question, a comment and a question, I guess, combined. Mike's wondering about recruiting. What is it about Boise that can keep guys committed rather than taking chances at bigger schools? Always get excited about high-ranked players. Often wonder why Boise State over bigger teams would offer. Now, that's not always the case. We saw over the summer, Michigan State came in and took away Caton Hauser, the quarterback. There was another defensive lineup commit, I believe, that ended up going to Michigan. So it does happen the other way where guys flip, but it's gone the other way too. I was talking about Cortez, the junior college transfer from Snow College. He said that Nebraska just came in recently and offered him. And man, my voice sounds bad. I apologize. But he said Nebraska's coaches came and visited him with them, and he said he grew up dreaming of playing in the Big Ten. But he said, you know what? No thanks. Boise State's for me. So what is it about just recruiting in general where Boise State does have that? The cachet of being one of the top group of 5 programs, being a national brand that can compete with some of those bigger schools on the recruiting scene?
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, it's that part itself where it's, you want to win. And the winning mentality of Boise State, when you get here and you learn about the history, you learn about the guys that have come out, and you learn about the development that happens while you're at Boise State. I mean, it's hard not to get lost in it too, because you even see guys in the NFL right now who are still succeeding that we're out of Boise State, and they make an early impact. Two, you get it's a different sort of place when you get an offer from Boise State. It's a special one because they don't just offer everybody. You have to be a Boise State type of guy, and that's what they will preach to you. They will tell you, and it's a real thing because you need to be an even better person off the field than on the field. And then lastly, it's the whole aura of Boise and Boise State in general. You don't just get the school, you get the city, and Boise as a city reels you in itself. It's gorgeous here. You could do anything and everything, and it's a very homey place to feel and a homey place to be. Especially for me coming from Southern California. I know I need to hush my voice on the Southern California part, but it's, there's so many things, and it's just being able to play, being out there, and, maybe looking at some of these big schools, man. You look and, say you have a linebacker and they have 12 guys in the linebacker room. You might not see playing time until maybe even senior year, and they don't want that. They want to play.
Well, hey, a quick shout out, Row Paint, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, the title sponsor of our show here. Thank you to rowpaint.com. Power in people, pride in painting. You can check them out, rowpaint.com, 208-991-0567, but roepaint.com is the easiest way to get a hold of them. Appreciate them for checking us out. Tyler, we talked about it last week, but as we kind of wrap the show up for this week, how can folks get in touch with you? I know it's the winter months, it's probably a little tough, but you're still doing some personal training, some private kicking lessons. Tell folks that may not have seen last week's show about what you're doing and how folks can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so I'm working with a lot of high school, middle school kickers that are in the area, even a couple of elementary school kids as well. Just teaching them the basics and putting them in the right direction on how to kick. And we've with all from every league from Boise all the way up until Caldwell. I had first team with every high school kid for kickers, second team as well. And it's just about getting better. And you can follow my Instagram page at Rausa Kicking. I have also Kicking It with Rausa. That's my other Instagram page. I have 2. You can do my Twitter page, which is, you can just Tyler Rausa, and you can message me there. I will get back to you. And, feel free to ask me questions, whether it's even if you're not a kicker, and how to get in the right place for your kid. Whether it be Rare, I'm working with Rare, which is trying to get any and every kid out of Idaho in the right direction and get them to college. Not just with football, but get them to college as an athlete. And Just Jackson, who's one of my really good friends, has helped running Rare. So you need, if you're a wide receiver, anything like that, get in touch with Rare. Get in touch with Good Eats with Shane Williams Rhodes, who is in the area as well. All my guys, all my friends who. We're just here to get the next generation in the right place, and that's all we're trying to do.
Shane would be a good one to get on. We should try to get Shane on maybe sometime soon. He's a good dude.
We can improv it again if we need to.
There you go. Appreciate it. So good, guys. Keep up the good work. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. This show is for you guys, the fans. So if you want to hear more guests, if you want to hear more former players, if you want to hear more stories from Tyler, about Coach Harsin going off on somebody at practice, or if you want to know, all the juicy stuff, we've been saving those for, episode 3 and 4 to kind of hook people in. But we want to hear what you guys like or don't like about the show. This is kind of evolving as we go, Tyler. We've had 2 guests now, and one was scheduled, one was not. But overall, we went almost, almost an hour here. So kind of a fun episode tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's all hands on deck with it. If people want to ask personal questions with ball, they want to ask on and off the field. I mean, even what happened with coaches I can only go so far with some of those, but for most of them, I mean, I'll be honest with anybody, just ask away and we'll have some fun with it.
Well, we'll plan on next Monday. We'll get a little more into the bowl prep next Monday as we'll be getting closer to the game. Boise State and Central Michigan. Maybe we can get Dave Portnoy on. How about that? His 2.7 million followers. Maybe we can. Can you see if your connections can get us Dave Portnoy?
We can try. I don't know. I don't know if I'm big enough for that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm big enough for those.
Well, wasn't who was the kick? Wasn't it a PFT commentator or whatever that came out and did the kicking? Were you there when that was going on?
I was not at the moment. I came a week later. Okay. I know we kind of had that little bit of a rivalry. I don't know if I would say I have an official rival, but that might be him. So
get him on then. Come on.
We can maybe make a potential rivalry come on the screen and see what we can do.
That would be kind of cool, obviously, with Barstool Sports sponsoring the Arizona Bowl. So, Tyler, appreciate it, man. I keep hoping that one of these days you're going to tell me you can't do it because you're heading to sign with the team. So, hopefully that happens soon. Hopefully folks will reach out to you for the kicking help as well, the youth kids in the area. And Monday at 8 o'clock, let's do it again next week, man. Appreciate it.
Let's do it. Appreciate you as always, man. This is fun.
There he is, Tyler Rausa, former Boise State kicker, kicking it with Rausa here on BroncoNationNews.com. Thank you, as always, to our sponsors, Boise Dentistry Co., Lithia Florida, Boise, Ridley's Family Markets, United Commercial Insurance, Transportation Compliance Service, the Blue and Orange Store, RowPaint.com, and our newest sponsor, ICCU. We thank all of our sponsors for supporting us and making this show possible. We thank you for watching on the various social media channels. Check out BroncoNationNews.com. Please subscribe. We got the signing day special going on right now, $52 for the whole year. The more people that subscribe, I might be able to start paying Tyler for doing this. So keep $52. Signing day is the code word. Signing day is the code word. You can use that, $52, and hopefully you'll take advantage of that. All day Wednesday, don't forget, we'll have a signing day show. 8 p.m. we'll have the live show here on Wednesday where we'll talk about signing day and wrap it up, and got a lot of things planned for that. So thanks again, Tyler. Thanks again to you guys for checking us out, and we will talk to you later at BroncoNationNews.com.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
Welcome back to the Blue, Albertson Stadium, home of your Boise State Broncos, the bastion of Bronco Nation, a field of dreams where greatness has become a tradition. Whether you're new to Idaho and this is your first game, or your family has had season tickets for 3 generations, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here.